Hi, it's Allie Louise.
And Allison Lynn.
And welcome to Allie and Allie Talk About Books, a podcast where we talk about all of our favorite books.
So, Allie and I have been best friends for about a year-ish now.
Yeah.
And we really bonded over our love for books. So, one day, we both have the name Allison. Yes, those are our real names. And I had always known her as the other Allison, or the one that wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
People who always confused me. So, one day, we got placed next to each other in class, and I saw her reading one of my favorite books.
It was always nice to know that I also have someone who's a reader with me right next to me. And it was good that she wrote the same exact books, because when I started my reading journey, the only people that I knew read were online. So it's nice to have someone next to me actually understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and the book she was reading, if you guys are curious, was Heartless by Marissa Meyer. 100% recommend.
It's a sad ending, but the pain is worth it.
100%. Okay, so the book we're discussing today is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare and the Ups and Downs Along the Way. So, so The Mortal Instruments is about Clary Frey, who is unaware that she is a shadow hunter, and shadow hunters hunt demons for a living. So it's definitely a challenge for her to go from living her normal life in New York to suddenly learning weaponry and meeting new friends along the way. Join Isabel Lightwood, Alec Lightwood, yes, they're siblings, Simon Lewis, Clary's old friend, and Jace Herondale, who may be Clary's boyfriend, we don't know, along their way as they fight demons, and their journey takes them, quite literally,
To hell.
and back.
So, just to let you know, this will be a spoiler-filled episode, as we will be talking about many major plot points of the series. If you have not read The Mortal Instruments and are planning to, please, you can listen to another episode from us, but not today.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to spoil anything, but sometimes it happens.
Yes. Okay. So, one of our first pros is Isabel Lightwood.
I love her so much.
My God, she is such, while reading the book, as a girl, you always try to find that female inspiration. And even though Clary is the main character, you don't really find it in her. And Isabel is the one that makes you feel like you have power.
Yeah, I feel like the main thing about Isabel that Clary just doesn't have is the confidence. Clary is new to the world. She's practically new to everything. And she's been a Shadowhunter her whole life. She knows how to use weapons, and she does. She's just totally awesome.
Just her whip in general.
I know, it's great.
When you see the whip in the first part of the book, you're like, wow.
Yeah, doesn't it become a bracelet?
It's like a bracelet that turns into a whip, and it's beautiful.
It's gold, guys. It's gold. It's literally gold. Okay. Another pro on my part is definitely world building.
World building
is really good.
It is.
In all of Cassandra Clare's books, actually, because it's just one big world.
Yes. And honestly, with the world building, when I read the books, I would sometimes take breaks so I can read other series that people have suggested to me, and it always felt like I was always coming back home to a world that was just my own.
Yeah, definitely. I just think that the characters, they feel so real. There's flaws. There's everything you could think of in a real world. So it's really cool.
Plus vampires.
Vampires.
Enough said.
And werewolves.
And werewolves.
Not Twilight.
This is not Twilight. This is the exact opposite of Twilight. It's Twilight if it was exciting, and there's zero stalker.
Okay. We can't diss on Twilight.
True. We haven't read it, but
we probably should. How could we host a podcast? Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Twilight episode in the next
Twilight
weeks.
episode soon. Coming soon. We can have a guest star. Okay. Going along with the development idea, I think that Clary, she comes a long way.
She does. Like, at the first beginning of the book, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how to use weapons. And then at the end of the book series, she's like, pachow!
She's, like,
kills her
stabbing
brother.
people.
And I'm like,
Oh,
go, Clary.
yeah, she definitely comes a long way. And I think that's partially due to her friends.
Yes. I will say I do have a couple things that don't make the series as well.
Okay.
Such as Jace Herondale, one of the worst Herondales.
Not the worst.
Not the worst, one of the worst.
Yeah, one of the worst.
He was just,
yeah.
like, compared to the other Herondales, it was just, like, and also half the series, he wasn't even in Herondale. He was like, what's my name?
I think he had an identity crisis.
He had
Didn't
at least
know what
5.
his last name was. He didn't know. The whole plot is he wore the ring upside down.
So he's like,
Oh my god. Yeah, he's kind of an idiot. But he's not terrible. There are worse Herondales.
there are worse Herondales.
One worse Herondale.
Sorry.
One. Yeah, he's not great though. He's actually belongs in my in-between category.
I mean, it's just that he didn't, like, compared to other leading Herondales, not the best.
Definitely. I think though he was the first,
He was the first
which means
Herondale.
he set the bar, and the others,
Jump over the bar mostly.
they flew over the bar.
Except James,
Oh my
who just
God.
like, who got choked by the bar. Who
The bar was at the ground.
and
He went under it. When it wasn't supposed to be possible, he did it anyway. Another thing that I didn't love was Maurice and Robert Lightwood. They were terrible parents.
Oh my god! Like, I remember in the second book I was reading, I'm like, who tells their adopted child, "You're not my child anymore. Go on the streets."
Like, oh, she kicks
What?
him out.
Like,
Robert,
it was
I think,
the only reason why Robert was still part of the family was because of Max. That's the
Max.
only reason why.
Max.
Max.
But Robert, he was really not nice to Alec when he came out.
It was just like at least Mary's accepted it a bit. Like, she's like, okay, fine, like, I understand. But, like, his father was, like, not accepting at all.
Yeah.
And, like, you find out later in Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, his peripaty caught feelings for him, and he just didn't want to be, like, around that.
Yeah, it was, oh my god. He's a mess. Maurice had double bias going for her because of the downworlder thing. Like, she was like, oh yeah, no, we don't associate with them. And then he was also not straight, which really, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Staying on the Lightwoods and Jace, their parabatai relationship.
Oh my god. In each series, you have the strong peripaty relationship.
Yeah.
Jace and Alex wasn't even mentioned until the 4th book.
Like, it meant nothing to them.
Nope. It's they're there. They're peripaty. That's
Yeah,
it.
That's it. Like, the relationship doesn't mean anything unless you make it mean something.
Yeah.
And compared to the others, it looked like they were two kids who got randomly
Paired for
like
a
a
homework
project.
assignment. Like,
Oh, so annoying. When you look at Jem and Will or Emma,
you can either look at Lucy and Cordelia,
or
who aren't even
James and Matthew.
who are like
They're not even parabatai yet. Well, James and
Matthew are. Lucy and Cordelia aren't even peripaty yet, and they have a better bond than Alec and Chase.
Like, she wrote a book just to send her a chapter every month.
I want the beautiful Cordelia.
I do too. Okay. But it was just not ideal compared to others.
I will say, for a pro, you do get an intro to TDA and Emma Carstairs in the last book.
She's adorable.
She was so
How
adorable.
old is she? I'm gonna Google it.
I think she was 12. She was 12 at the beginning, because she was 12. And honestly, just meeting the Blackthorn family and Emma was a reason why to be like, you should read TDA. Like,
Yeah, she was 12, and her and the Blackthorns ruled that book. Like, she was 12, and she climbed, like,
she
on the ceiling.
she legit climbed into a window and be like, I know where they are.
It tried to kill the biggest, baddest villain in the Shadowhunter universe.
And then, no. The best part is that she tells, like, everybody, go with Julian. And she legit runs. And if Sebastian were human, he would have died. Because she threw that dagger right into the heart.
Yeah, she definitely did not miss.
She did not miss. And when she was getting interrogated, Julian's like, Emma does not miss.
He knows. Julian was adorable, too.
Okay, the hardest part about that was just Julian saying, why don't you be my parapetite? Because at 12, they both had chemistry. And hearing him say, let's both be parapetite, and knowing that they can't ever fall in love.
But even when they were okay, no TDA spoilers. This is solely Mortal Instruments. We have to keep it on that. But I'm just going to say, even their relationship, there was never a time where they were anything but best friends.
Still continues to this day in Secrets of Blackthorn Hall.
Go check it out if you haven't already. It's really good.
Yes.
It's actually like a Tumblr post, right?
It's a Tumblr page. So go Secrets of Blackthorn Hall /tumblr.com.
Okay. We're promoting Cassandra Clare now. We are. You know
Yeah,
what? We're rolling with it. Going back to like the parents idea. I also was not a Jocelyn fan.
Jocelyn was like, why would you lie to your child for that long? Like, I understand you want to protect her from this world, but it just like I remember in the 4th book, Jocelyn had like a curfew for Clary. She could like stay over at the institute. I'm like, your child went 3 months without you.
Yeah.
What good did you actually do?
She was so she's just so controlling.
Because she was just, like, afraid of, like, losing Clary because she lost Sebastian.
Clary deserves her freedom. She's, what, like 17?
She was 16 at that time, but,
really?
like... Yeah,
she was 16?
She was only 16 during the Mortal Instruments.
Oh, my God.
But, like, you know, she killed her brother.
She's fine. She can hold her own. And I think that's what Jocelyn misses, that it's not her little...
It's not the little girl that she raised.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's see. I mean, Sebastian was the best villain out of all the Cassandra Clare villains.
I don't know, the demon guy from The Lost Hours is pretty cruel.
True. He's cruel. But, like...
He's also a demon.
Compared to Mortmain...
Oh, yeah. He was pathetic.
Who would you rather fight in a battle?
I mean, don't get me...
An old man who likes robots? Or somebody in charge of an army?
Like...
Which one?
I love the Infernal Devices.
But the villain was weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the villains. Cassandra Clare is a really good writer.
Yeah.
We both agree.
Mm-hmm.
But her strength is definitely in world and character building, not so much plots.
So if you are a plot reader, this is not your type of series.
Probably not, no. Although it could be, I guess.
If you can get rid of the faults of the plot and just fall in love with the characters, you're good.
You're gonna be good, yeah.
Can I just say something for Con? City of Ashes and Fallen Angels were big hot messes.
Especially City of Ashes.
City of Ashes is one of my lowest ranked Cassandra Clare books.
Out of like 20, what would you say? I put it
at second lowest because...
What's the worst?
The Bane Chronicles. I didn't even finish the Bane Chronicles.
I didn't even read it. How can we call ourselves Cassandra? I read some of the stories from it, I think.
I mean, the first one was good. I like the ones in the present, but, like, the ones in the past? Like, do I need to know how Magnus saved, Marie Antoinette's life?
I kind of want to now. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a thing.
So second to worst, only second to Bane Chronicles.
Yeah, the Bane Chronicle is like, I thought it was gonna be good because it's Magnus. We've been in love with Magnus since day one.
100%, yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, you made him boring. Like,
Isn't Stefan Herondale in it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure Stefan's in it, and also Will's parents.
I know that.
It's like their love story.
I want to read it now. Okay, definitely on my list. It's talking about bad Shadowhunter stuff. The movie and the TV show.
Let's just like say, can we just all say sorry to Cassandra Clare, because the movie was good until it wasn't. This is how it looked. This is how the movie went. Some events were out of order, but
Yeah.
this overarching story was correct. And then Isabel has a flamethrower, and you're like, what?
What? Okay, first of all, questions. Where did she get it from? Why is she using a flamethrower? You can't use a flamethrower to kill a demon.
It's just, like, not possible. And why isn't Hodge dead yet?
And I didn't like the actress who played Claire. No offense.
Actress who played, okay.
She was pretty good.
The actress who played Isabel and Alec were, like...
All the actors were mediocre. They were pretty good. They did a good job.
Yeah.
The actual movie itself was not good, but don't blame the actors.
Yeah. Then the TV show...
The first 2 seasons are pretty accurate, right?
Some of them are, but this one was... Like, the first couple seasons were somewhat accurate. I mean, did Jocelyn have to die? No.
How many seasons are there?
There's 3.
So 1 and 2 are accurate?
The first one's somewhat accurate.
Okay, that's good.
The second one is the most accurate.
Okay, so what's that? Is it Fallen Angels?
It's not. It's, Ashes and Glass combined.
Okay, so the first one is All City of Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is Ashes and City of... Okay. And then the third one is just...
The rest of them. They're like...
all smacked into one?
Yeah. Like, they go to hell. Here's... They get the first part of the season correct.
Okay.
But the thing is that they put multiple characters in the spotlight. Like, I like how they put Izzy in the spotlight.
Okay.
But
like
it
that.
kind of did feel a bit wrong because, like, Jace was the one who had so many burdens. Like, the first part of the series is when Lilith's giving him weird telepathic connections.
Oh, that was weird.
That was in the City of Fallen Angels, just because of that reason was weird. And then Clary gets tied to Sebastian. Well, not even Sebastian.
Okay, that's super
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
And then Izzy has the heavenly fire stuck in her.
Which is
but because
also
she took a
weird.
heavenly fire potion.
Oh, she didn't... Wait, how does Jace get it? Wait, don't tell me. Actually, yes, do tell me.
I'm pretty sure it was because, like, he protected Clary of some... I don't remember. I try to block out the mortal instruments as much as I can.
I don't know why he got it.
We can look it up later.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out. Okay, that's bugging me now. Oh my god, okay. But one thing that I think is really important is that I do draw books. I draw books. If the characters aren't exciting, it's gone. Which is probably going to be my downfall when I miss out on a really good book because the
Most
chapters
likely.
don't appear good.
Most likely.
What do you do?
I personally power through it. I just, like, I either get audiobooks, I try everything, like, I look up spoilers so I can, and I just power through it, because that means I know, because I think of it as, if you drop a book, there might be 5 pages that are pure gold. The rest suck. But you need to get to that 5 pages of pure gold.
Yeah. I probably will never do that. Oh my god. If a book's bad, not even bad. If a book's boring, I need something that holds my attention. And I read a lot of books, and there are many books out there that I could be reading that are more exciting. So let's take a quick little talk about
diversity and Cassandra Clare.
Yeah.
I will say, Cassandra Clare got better with diversity as the books went on.
There's a lot.
And
There's a good chunk of diversity.
in the current books, such as TDA in the last hours, diversity is amazing.
It's better in TDA than it is in the last
The
hours.
hours.
But the last hours is better than TMI, which is better than TAD. So,
The Mortal Instruments, for being 2007, I do wish it did have just a little bit more diversity.
yeah, but 2007 was a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
It was 15 years ago. Think how much has changed in 15 years.
Things might have changed, but if you're looking for a good, diverse read, like LGBTQIA, POC representation, The Mortal Instruments is not for you, as majority of the characters are white and straight.
Yeah. But TDA might be the series for you.
But if you were to read TDA, you would probably have to read TID or something.
I know.
To get, because TDA, if you read TDA by itself, you will get confused.
Allie and I are big time Cassandra Clare fans. However, actually, wait, no, not however. we both suggest that you read all of her books, or all of the Shadowhunter Chronicles, because it really is a world, and each one is a different chapter.
In the
Like,
world.
think of all the books as one. It would be like an 8,000 page book, but
At least.
it would still be consistent. I don't know. We suggest you read them all.
Just honestly, but we do need to address the diversity about how in the Mortal Instruments there is one black character, one Asian character, one bisexual character, and one gay character, and then later in the Mortal Instruments there is a little bit more diversity, like Helene and Elaine.
Oh yeah.
Helen and Elaine.
Oh, I love them.
They're so cute. And in other books, Cassandra Clare has written the characters such as Raphael, as even she put it in one of the most recent books that he is asexual, but never classically said it in the Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
So
They definitely have. She's gotten better.
she's definitely gotten better.
But talking on that diversity, also the stereotypes. I don't think it's like super strong. Like, do you think there's a lot of stereotypes that are harmful in this book?
I haven't read it in a while, but not as many.
I think that there isn't many. The only one that kind of bugs me is Izzy. There's a lot of stereotypes that are harmful in this book.
I haven't read it in a while, but not as many.
I think that there isn't many. The only one that kind of bugs me is Izzy being like a total jerk to Clary in the first few books.
In the first couple books, Alec and Izzy are probably some of the worst characters because, like, there's just like, but Jace is our friend, not yours.
That's Izzy. Alec is just,
He
he just mopes in the corner.
just mopes in the corner and it's like,
Simon is more useful than we all know how useful Simon is. But Izzy she's so annoying in the first book. She just won't.
like, she's brushing Clary's hair at some point and Clary said, it was painful to have Isabel brush my hair.
She's probably yanking it out. But like, oh.
And then, like, Isabel made fun of her size. She's like, oh, I wish I was that short and skinny. Because that dress is like
not.
a shirt in me.
Claire's not skinny. Is she?
She was skinny in the first book, I believe.
No, I think she is short and
Who knows? She might be. Again, it's been a while since I've read The Mortal Instruments.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I
because
read them full out.
it's also not much of a reread series. Like, if you were to reread any Cassandra Clare books, the Infernal Devices or Dark Artifices are 5 times better.
I think I think if I were to reread a series, I would read TID only because it's shorter, like the page count, and the characters, man, they're great. TDA is more of like a long hold. And if you guys don't know what we mean by TMI, TID, TMI is
the Mortal Instruments.
Yep.
TID is the Infernal Devices.
Yeah.
And TDA is the Dark Artifices.
Which the Infernal Devices is the prologue or the prequel to the Mortal Instruments. It happens years before.
Centuries. It's like 1780.
Yeah.
Or like 80.
Centuries.
Centuries.
And the Dark Artifices happens about a few years after, right?
It's like
5 years, 6 years.
I think it's 3. Wait, it might. Wait.
No.
It happens in 20. Yeah, no, it happens in 2012. So, yeah, no, it's 5 years.
5 years, that makes sense. So it happens 5 years later. It features one of my favorite characters in the Mortal Instruments, Emma Carstairs.
Emma Carstairs. Okay, we talked about her during this episode, but honestly, if you were to just be like done by the end, like you're on City of Lost Souls, which is second last book of the Mortal Instruments, consider reading City of Heavenly Fire because you meet little Emma Carstairs.
Saving grace of the series.
She was like, honestly, I will say the last 2 couple books were bingeable. The first couple were not as bingeable.
They're hard to get through. I don't know if it's because of like the heavy world building or just it's dense.
It was like they weren't even that long of books. They're just not. They were not the best.
You know what is bingeable?
The Infernal Devices.
That book, I love that series. That's my favorite. But I just some of the characters were just annoying in the first few books.
First couple books.
I think we can't talk about the Mortal Instruments
Without talking about Malik?
Yeah.
Okay. Malik is Magnus Bane and Alec Lightwood, aka one of the best couples in, dare I say, the best couple, or one of the best couples.
One of the best couples in YA.
YA,
And
the Shadowhunter Chronicles.
Definitely Cassandra Clare.
Like, it is.
Oh my god, they're great.
Their chemistry is amazing, and it's kind of like, and they do go on a break at some point, but like,
It's terrible.
It's terrible, and like you see Alec in the last book saying, "I can't do this. Like, I need Magnus," and that's why they go to hell and back.
They really push each other to be their best, and I think that no matter who you ship in the Mortal Instruments, if you ship Clare and Jace, great. Izzy and Simon, great. Simon and Maya, great. Like anyone,
but if you don't
have to like Malik.
If you don't ship Malik, or if you ship Alec with any other person, I will find where you live and I will hunt you down.
Who would you ship him with?
There's a lot of people who ship Jason Alec.
Oh.
And Clary and Alec.
Oh.
Clearly tell.
Clare and Alec?
Yeah.
That would be weird. I saw a really fun headcanon once that was, they were like Jocelyn, she basically adopted Alec after the battle. She adopted baby. I'm like, oh my god, that would be so cute. And then I saw it was like, dang it, Claire, you burnt the pancakes again. It's just them having a fun conversation.
It's just like their friendship is amazing. Friendship, not a relationship.
Exactly. Okay. Friendship. Keyword friendship. But I think that pretty much sums up the series.
Sums up our thoughts of the series.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. We are trying to get this podcast off the ground and running. So if you enjoyed it, please spread the word. Hopefully you listen to more. Thanks.
See you next time. Bye.